Maria Santos stepped out of the shuttle and looked at the green world around her. The trees were tall and thick, with leaves that moved in the warm wind. Purple flowers grew everywhere, and strange birds made soft sounds in the distance. This planet looked like a safe place to explore. "Stay close to each other," Maria told her team. She was the leader of this mission. Behind her stood 5 other people. There was Alex, the doctor who knew about alien plants and animals. Jake was there. Soldier, carrying a big gun to keep them safe. Lisa stayed in the shuttle to watch everything from the computers. Danny and Kate were scientists who wanted to study this new world. The planet was called Kepler 442b. The computers on their big ship said it was safe for humans. No dangerous animals. No bad air. No poison plants. Just a quiet world with lots of life to study. Maria had been to many planets before, but this one felt different. It was too quiet. "The air is good," Alex said, checking his small computer. "We can breathe here without masks." Maria nodded and took off her helmet. The air smelled like flowers and wet earth. It reminded her of home, of the forests where she played as a child. But something felt wrong. In all her years exploring new worlds, she had learned to trust her feelings. "Jake, keep your gun ready," she said quietly. Jake looked around at the peaceful forest. "You think there's danger here?" "I always think there's danger," Maria said. "That's why I'm still alive." They walked into the forest. Their boots made soft sounds on the thick grass. Everywhere they looked, there were new things to see. Flowers that glowed with soft light. Trees with silver bark that felt warm to touch. Small animals that looked like flying cats watching them. From the branches, Kate was taking pictures of everything. "This place is amazing," she said. "Look at these plants. I've never seen anything like them." Danny was collecting samples of dirt and water. He put them in small boxes to study later. "The soil is rich," he said. "Many things can grow here." They walked for 2 hours. Maria kept looking around, watching for any sign of danger. But everything seemed peaceful. Maybe the computers were right. Maybe this world really was safe. And she saw the tracks. They were pressed deep into the soft ground near a small stream. The tracks were big, bigger than any animal they had seen. They had 6 marks, like 6 legs or claws, and they were fresh. "Everyone, stop," Maria said. The team gathered around her. Jake saw the tracks and raised his gun. Alex knelt down to look at them closely. "What made these?" Kate asked. "Something big," Alex said. "Something heavy. And it walks on 6 legs?" Maria looked at the tracks more carefully. They went into the thick trees ahead. Whatever made them was probably still close by. "We should go back to the shuttle," Danny said. His voice was scared. "Not yet," Maria said. "We need to know what?" "Lives here. But everyone stay very close." They moved forward slowly. Jake walked in front with his gun ready. Maria was right behind him. The others followed close together. The forest became darker as they went deeper. The trees grew closer together, and less light came through the leaves. As sounds of the flying cat animals stopped, everything became very quiet. Maria felt her heart beating faster. Something was watching them. She could feel eyes on her, but she could not see where they came from. "Maria," Alex whispered, "look at that tree." She looked where he pointed. Deep marks went up and down the bark of a large tree. The marks were made by something with very sharp claws, and they were high up, much higher than a human could reach. "How big is this thing?" Kate asked. Before anyone could answer, the bushes nearby moved. Something black and shiny came out fast. It moved like lightning, faster than Maria had ever seen anything move. The creature was the size of a large dog, but it had 6 legs and looked like a giant insect. Its skin was hard and black like metal. Its head had 2 big eyes and a mouth, full of sharp teeth. Long claws came out of each leg. Maria tried to move, but the creature was too fast. It jumped at her, and its teeth went deep into her left arm. The pain was terrible, like fire burning through her body. "Get it off," Jake shouted. He could not shoot because Maria was too close to the creature. Maria did not scream. Instead, she pulled out her gun with her free hand. The creature's teeth were still in her arm, but she pressed the gun against its head and pulled the trigger. Again and again, the loud sounds of the gun echoed through the forest. The creature let go of her arm and fell backward. Dark blood came out of its head and body, but it was not dead. The creature stood up and made a loud, angry sound. The sound was like nothing Maria had ever heard. It was like the scream of a bird, mixed with the roar of a lion. "Back to the shuttle now," Maria shouted. Her arm was bleeding badly and felt like it was on fire. The creature made the loud sound again. This time, other sounds answered from deep in the forest. "Many other sounds. There are more of them," Alex said. His face was white with fear. "Run," Maria ordered. They turned and ran back toward the shuttle. Behind them, more of the loud sounds filled the air. The forest was full of these creatures, and they were coming. Maria ran as fast as she could, but her arm hurt terribly. The creature's bite was making her feel sick and weak. Alex ran beside her, trying to help her move faster. "The shuttle is not far," Jake said. He kept looking back to see if the creatures were following them. They could hear sounds in the trees around them. Branches breaking, leaves moving. The creatures were following them, but staying hidden. When they reached the shuttle, Lisa was waiting at the door. "What happened?" she asked. Then she saw Maria's arm. "Get inside, quickly." They all ran into the shuttle. Lisa closed the door and locked it tight. Outside, they could hear the creatures moving around the shuttle, making their angry sounds. Maria sat down hard. Her arm was bleeding, and she felt very sick. Alex opened his medical kit and started to clean her wound. "What bit you?" he asked. "Something that should not exist on a safe planet," Maria said. She looked at her arm. The bite marks were deep and dark. Her skin around the bite was turning purple. "Lisa, send a message to the main ship," Maria said. "Tell them this planet is not safe. Tell them we need help." Outside the shuttle, the creature's sounds got louder. More and more of them were coming. The first one had bit Maria to see what humans were like. Now the rest were coming to learn what would happen next. Maria looked at her wounded arm and picked up her gun. "Let them come," she said quietly. "They want to know what humans are made of. I'll show them." Alex worked quickly with his medical tools. Maria's arm was getting worse. The skin around the bite was now dark purple and very swollen. Her whole arm felt hot and painful. "The bite has poison in it," Alex said. "I need to make medicine to fight it, but I need time." "How much time?" Maria asked. She could feel the poison moving through her body like fire in her blood. "At least 6 hours," Alex said. "Maybe more." Outside the shuttle, the creatures kept making their angry sounds. Through the small windows, they could see dark shapes moving around them. The creatures were smart. They did not try to attack the shuttle directly. Instead, they were watching and waiting. "How many are out there?" Lisa asked from the control room. Jake looked through the window with his special glasses that let him see in the dark. "At least 30, he said. "Maybe 40. They're all around us. Can we fly away?" Kate asked. Lisa checked the shuttle systems. "The shuttle needs 4 hours to charge its engines. We used a lot of power landing here, so we wait," Maria said. She tried to stand up, but her legs felt weak. "You need to rest," Alex said. "Let me work on the medicine." "I don't have time to rest," Maria said. Those things out there are planning something. I can feel it. She was right. The creatures had stopped making sounds. The forest became very quiet. That was more scary than the loud sounds. Danny was watching the computers that showed what was happening outside. They're moving, he said, getting closer to the shuttle. Jake picked up his gun and checked it. How strong is this shuttle? He asked Lisa. Strong enough to fly in space, Lisa said. But I don't know how strong those creatures are. Maria forced herself to stand up. Her arm hurt terribly, but she had been hurt before. She had fought dangerous animals on other planets. She knew how to keep fighting even when she was in pain. Everyone listen, she said. We're going to be here for at least 6 hours. Those creatures are not going to wait 6 hours. They're going to try to get inside. What do we do? Kate asked. She was very scared. We fight, Maria said. We show them that humans are not easy food. Alex looked up from his work. Maria, you're badly hurt. You should not fight. I'm the one they bit, Maria said. That makes this personal. She went to the weapon storage and took out another gun. The shuttle carried 6 guns for emergencies. She gave one to each person. I don't know how to use this, Kate said. Point it at the bad things and pull the trigger, Jake said. It's not hard. Danny had never held a gun before either. His hands were shaking. Are we really going to fight? Those things? Yes, Maria said. Because if we don't fight, we die. And I'm not ready to die today. Lisa came out of the control room. I sent a message to the main ship. They're coming to help us, but they won't be here for 3 days. 3 days? Danny said. We can't fight for 3 days. We don't have to fight for 3 days, Maria said. We just have to fight long enough to show them we're not worth the trouble. The first attack came just after dark. The creatures hit the shuttle from all sides at once. They used their sharp claws to try to cut through the metal walls. The sound was terrible, like knives scraping against stone. They're trying to get in through the bottom, Lisa said, watching her computer's. Jake lay down on the floor and opened a small door in the shuttle's bottom. He could see glowing eyes looking up at him. He shot 3 times, and the eyes went away. The creatures on top of the shuttle were making holes in the roof. Maria climbed up inside the shuttle and shot through the holes. Dark blood dripped down. From above, the door. Kate shouted. 2 creatures were trying to break the main door. Their claws were cutting through the metal slowly. Jake ran to the door and shot through it. The creatures outside made angry sounds and moved away. For 20 minutes, the creatures attacked from everywhere. The humans shot back, hitting many of them. The creatures were fast and smart, but the humans had better weapons. Finally, the creatures stopped attacking and moved away. The shuttle was damaged, but still safe. Dark blood was everywhere outside. Is everyone okay? Maria asked. Yes, Jake said, but we used a lot of bullets. How many creatures did we kill? Lisa asked. Jake looked outside carefully. I count 8 dead ones, maybe more. 8 out of 40, Maria said. That's not enough to make them go away. Alex was still working on the medicine for Maria's arm. The poison is getting worse, he said. I need to work faster. Maria's arm was now black and very swollen. She could barely move it. But she was still thinking clearly. They'll attack again soon, she said. But they learned something from the first attack. They know our weapons can kill them. Is that good or bad? Danny asked. Both, Maria said. They'll be more careful now. But they might also be more scared. The second attack came 2 hours later. This time, the creatures were much more careful. They did not attack from everywhere at once. Instead, they tried to find the weakest parts of the shuttle. The humans were ready. They had made the shuttle stronger by putting extra metal over the holes. They had also made plans for where each person should go. "Here they come," Jake said. "This time, the creatures focused on the back of the shuttle. They worked together to make a big hole in the wall. When the hole was big enough, they tried to come inside. Maria was waiting for them. Even with her bad arm, she was still a good fighter. When the first creature came through the hole, she shot it in the head. The second creature jumped over the first one's body, and Danny shot it in the chest. More creatures tried to come through the hole, but the humans kept shooting. The creatures were smart, but they could not get past the human weapons. After an hour of fighting, the creatures stopped attacking again. This time, they moved much farther away from the shuttle. "They're learning," Maria said. "They know we're dangerous now." "Good," Jake said. "Maybe they'll leave us alone." But Maria shook her head. "They won't leave. They're just thinking of a new plan." Alex had finished making the medicine for Maria's arm. "This should help fight the poison," he said. "But I don't know if it will work completely." Maria let Alex put the medicine in her arm. It hurt, but not as much as the poison. "How long before we know if it works?" "A few hours," Alex said. The third attack was different from the first two. The creatures did not try to break into the shuttle. Instead, they just stayed close and watched. They were learning about the humans inside. "What are they doing?" Kate asked. "They're being smart," Maria said. "They're trying to understand us." "Understand us how?" Danny asked. "They want to know how we think," Maria said. "How we fight. What scares us? Does anything scare you?" Jake asked. Maria looked at her black arm. The medicine was starting to work, but very slowly. "Yes," she said. "I'm scared that these creatures are smarter than we thought, and I'm scared that they're just getting started." Outside, the creatures made soft sounds to each other. They were not angry sounds anymore. They were talking sounds. The creatures were sharing what they had learned about the humans. "They're making plans," Maria said. "Big plans." "What kind of plans?" Lisa asked. "The kind that will test everything we've got," Maria said. She picked up her gun and checked it. "But that's okay. Let them plan. We'll show them what humans do when someone tries to hunt us." The creatures' soft talking sounds continued through the night. They were learning about humans, but they did not know the most important thing yet. They did not know that humans were also learning about them, and humans were very good at learning from their enemies. The next morning, Maria felt much better. Alex's medicine had worked. Her arm was still sore and had ugly black marks, but the poison was gone. She could move her fingers again and hold her gun properly. "The medicine worked," Alex said, checking her arm, "but the bite marks will stay forever. You'll always have scars." Maria looked at the dark marks on her arm. "Good," she said. "I want to remember this." Outside, the creatures were still there, but they were acting different. They stayed far away from the shuttle and watched quietly. They were not making angry sounds anymore. "They're afraid of us now," Danny said. "No," Maria said. "They're not afraid. They're thinking." Jake was watching the creatures through his special glasses. "They're doing something strange," he said. "Some of them are leaving." "Leaving?" Lisa asked. "Where are they going?" "Back into the forest," Jake said. "But not all of them. About half are staying." Maria thought about this. They're split up for a reason. Some are staying to watch us. Others are going to do something else. "What could they be doing?" Kate asked. "Getting more of their kind," Maria said. "Or maybe getting ready for a bigger attack." Alex was studying the dead creatures outside through the window. "These animals are very smart," he said. "Look how they work together. They make plans. They share information." "How do they share information?" Danny asked. "Listen," Alex said. They all stayed quiet and listened. The creatures were making soft clicking sounds to each other. The sounds were not random. They had patterns, like a language. "They're talking," Lisa said. "Really talking." "About us," Maria said. "They're telling each other what they learned about humans." "What did they learn?" Jake asked. Maria looked at her gun. "They learned that we fight back. They learned that we have weapons that can kill them. They learned that we work together, like they do." "Is that good or bad?" Danny asked. "It's both," Maria said. "They respect us now, but they also know we're dangerous." The creatures that had left came back in the afternoon, but they were not alone. They brought more creatures with them. Many more. How many are there now? Lisa asked. Jake counted carefully. "At least 60, maybe 70. "That's too many," Danny said. "We can't fight that many." "We don't have to fight them all," Maria said. "We just have to make them think twice about attacking us." But the new creatures were different from the first ones. They were bigger and had different markings on their bodies. Some had scars from old fights. These were the experienced fighters, the ones who had survived many battles. "The new ones look tougher," Jake said. "They are," Maria said. "The first group went and got their best fighters." "Why?" Kate asked. "Why would they do that?" "Because we're not normal prey," Maria said. "Normal prey runs away or dies quickly. We stayed and fought. We killed many of them. So they called their best fighters to deal with us." Alex was still watching the creatures' behavior. "They're doing something else too," he said. "They're teaching each other." "Teaching what?" Lisa asked. "Watch the young ones," Alex said. "See how the older ones show them where to attack and where not to attack." The older creatures were indeed teaching the younger ones. They pointed with their claws at the shuttle, showing where the humans' weapons came from. They showed the young ones the spots where their friends had died. "They're smart," Maria said. "Smarter than we thought." The new attack came just before sunset. This time, the creatures used everything they had learned. They did not attack from all sides at once. Instead, they attacked in waves. The first wave was the young ones. They attacked the front of the shuttle, making noise and trying to get the humans to shoot at them. The humans did shoot, but they were careful not to use too many bullets. While the humans were fighting the first wave, the second wave attacked from behind. These were the older, smarter creatures. They had learned where the shuttle was weakest. "Behind us!" Jake shouted. Maria and Danny ran to the back of the shuttle. The creatures had made a bigger hole in the wall and were trying to get inside. But this time, the humans were ready for them. Maria shot the first creature that came through the hole. Danny shot the second one, but more kept coming. "There are too many," Danny said. "Hold the line," Maria shouted. "Don't let them get inside." The battle was harder than before. The creatures were using better tactics. They sent some creatures to distract the humans, while others attacked from different directions. But the humans were learning too. They had set up better defenses and knew how to work together. When one person needed help, another person was there to help them. The fight lasted for 3 hours. When it was over, many more creatures were dead. But the humans were still alive and still fighting. "How many did we kill this time?" Lisa asked. Jake looked outside. 15, maybe 20. "That's a lot," Danny said. "Yes," Maria said. "But look at the live ones." The creatures that were still alive were acting very different now. They were not making angry sounds. They were not trying to attack. They were just watching. "They're thinking again," Alex said. "About what?" Kate asked. "About whether we're worth the trouble," Maria said. The creatures had learned something important. Humans were not easy prey. Humans fought back hard. Humans killed many creatures before they died. And these humans were not dying at all. "They're asking themselves a question," Maria said. Is it worth losing so many fighters just to kill a few humans? What do you think their answer will be? Jake asked. I don't know, Maria said. But I know what our answer is. We're going to keep fighting no matter what they decide. That night, something strange happened. The creatures moved even farther away from the shuttle. They made a big circle around it, but they stayed far away. They were still watching, but they were not getting ready to attack. They're being more careful, Alex said. They're being smart, Maria said. They've learned that attacking us costs them too much. Does that mean they'll leave us alone? Danny asked. I don't think so, Maria said. But they might try something different. She was right. The next morning, only a few creatures were still watching the shuttle. The rest had gone back into the forest. Where did they go? Lisa asked. I think they're waiting, Maria said. Waiting to see what we do next. Alex was studying the behavior of the few creatures that remained. They're not acting like hunters anymore, he said. They're acting like guards. Guards? Kate asked. They're making sure we don't leave, Maria said. But they're not trying to kill us. Why not? Danny asked. Because they've learned something important, Maria said. They've learned that humans are not prey. Or something else. What are we? Jake asked. Maria looked at the scars on her arm. We're predators too, and predators respect other predators. The creatures outside made soft clicking sounds. They were still talking to each other, but the sounds were different now. They were not angry or excited. They were calm and thoughtful. They're deciding what to do with us, Maria said. They know we're dangerous. They know we won't run away. So they have to decide if we're enemies or if we're something they can live with. What do you think they'll decide? Lisa asked. Maria picked up her gun and checked it. I think they'll test us one more time. But this test will be different. This test will decide everything. Outside, the creatures' soft clicking sounds continued. They were making a decision that would change everything between humans and the creatures of this world, and Maria was ready for whatever they decided. 2 days passed quietly. The creatures kept watching the shuttle, but they did not attack. They stayed far away and made soft clicking sounds to each other. Maria and her team used this time to fix the shuttle and get ready for more fighting. The engines are almost ready, Lisa said. We can leave in 6 hours. Good, Maria said. But I don't think they'll let us leave that easily. Alex was watching the creatures through the window. They're doing something new, he said. Some of them are leaving again. More of them, Jake asked. Different ones this time, Alex said. The young ones are leaving. Only the old, experienced ones are staying. Maria thought about this. They're getting ready for something big. Something that needs their best fighters. What could be that important? Danny asked. Before anyone could answer, they heard new sounds from the forest. These were not the clicking sounds of the creatures they knew. These were different sounds, louder and more aggressive. What's that? Kate asked. Jake looked through his special glasses. There are new creatures coming. Different ones. How different? Maria asked. Bigger, Jake said. Much bigger, and they have different colors. The new creatures were indeed bigger than the first ones. They were also more aggressive. They moved through the forest like they owned it, making loud sounds and knocking down small trees. They're from a different group, Alex said. Maybe a different family. The original creatures, the ones who had been watching the shuttle, moved to meet the new ones. The two groups faced each other in the open area near the shuttle. They're not friends, Maria said. Look at how they're acting. The original creatures were making defensive sounds. The new creatures were making challenging sounds. It was clear that these two groups did not like each other. They're fighting over territory, Alex said. The new ones want to claim this area. Including U.S., Maria said. They want to hunt us. The new creatures were more than just bigger. They were also more confident. They had not learned what the original creatures had learned about humans. They still thought humans were easy prey. "This is bad," Danny said. "We'll have to fight fresh creatures who don't know how dangerous we are." "No," Maria said. "This is good." "How is this good?" Kate asked. "Because the original creatures are going to fight them first," Maria said. "And we're going to see what happens." The argument between the two groups of creatures got louder. The new creatures were clearly saying they wanted to attack the shuttle. The original creatures were clearly saying no. "They're protecting us," Lisa said in surprise. "Not protecting," Maria said. "Claiming. They think we belong to them now." The argument turned into a fight. The original creatures attacked the new ones to drive them away. But the new creatures were bigger and stronger. They fought back hard. "Should we help?" Jake asked. "No," Maria said. "Let them fight. We'll learn about both groups." The fight lasted for an hour. The original creatures were smarter and worked better together, but the new creatures were stronger and more aggressive. Many creatures from both groups were hurt, but neither group gave up. Finally, the new creatures drove the original creatures back. The original creatures retreated to the forest, making angry sounds. The new creatures took over the area around the shuttle. "Now they'll attack us," Danny said. "Yes," Maria said. "But they don't know what they're getting into." The new creatures were very confident. They had beaten the original creatures. Now they would show everyone how to deal with these strange humans. The attack came at sunset. The new creatures did not try to be sneaky like the original creatures had learned to be. They attacked directly, using their size and strength. It was a mistake. The humans were ready for them. They had learned from all the previous fights. They knew exactly how to defend the shuttle and how to work together. The new creatures were strong, but they were not as smart as the original creatures. They made the same mistakes that the original creatures had made on the first day. "They're not learning," Jake said as he shot at the attacking creatures. "They keep making the same mistakes." "Good," Maria said. "That makes them easier to fight." The new creatures tried to break through the shuttle's walls by attacking the same spots over and over. The humans were ready for this. They had made those spots extra strong. The new creatures tried to attack from all sides at once. The humans were ready for this too. They had set up their defenses to handle attacks from any direction. The fight was hard, but the humans were winning. The new creatures were big and strong, but they were not smart enough to deal with human tactics. "They're just like animals," Danny said. "They're not thinking like the others did." "That's because they haven't learned yet," Maria said. "But they will." The battle lasted all night. By morning, many of the new creatures were dead. The ones that were still alive were badly hurt and very confused. "They don't understand what happened," Alex said. "They thought they were stronger than us." "They are stronger," Maria said. "But strength isn't everything." The surviving new creatures retreated to the forest. They were making confused sounds, trying to understand how the small humans had beaten them. "Will they attack again?" Kate asked. "Eventually," Maria said, "but not soon. They need time to think about what happened." What happened next surprised everyone. The original creatures came back. They had been watching the fight from the forest. They had seen how the humans fought against the new creatures. "They're back," Jake said. "What do they want now?" The original creatures approached the shuttle, but they did not attack. Instead, they made soft clicking sounds. They were talking to each other, but they were also looking at the shuttle. "They're impressed," Alex said. "They saw how we fought. They saw us beat creatures that had beaten them," Maria said. "That means something to them." The original creatures came closer to the shuttle than they had in days. But they were not aggressive. They were curious. "They want to understand us better," Alex said. "They want to know how we did it." They want to know what we really are, Maria said. One of the original creatures, a big one with many scars, came very close to the shuttle. It looked directly at the windows where the humans were watching. That's their leader, Jake said. The one that makes decisions for the group. The creature leader made a series of clicking sounds. The sounds were different from the angry sounds they had made before. These sounds were questioning. It's asking us something, Alex said. But what? Maria understood. She had been thinking about this for days. The creatures had learned that humans were not prey. They had learned that humans were dangerous. Now they wanted to know what humans really were. They want to know if we're like them, Maria said. They want to know if we're hunters too. Are we? Danny asked. Maria looked at her scarred arm. She thought about all the fights they had won. She thought about how they had never run away, never given up. Yes, she said. We are. The creature leader made more clicking sounds. Then it did something that surprised everyone. It lowered its head and stepped back. It was showing respect. It's acknowledging us, Alex said, as equals. The other creatures did the same thing. They lowered their heads and stepped back. They were showing that they recognized humans as fellow predators. They're not going to attack us anymore, Lisa said. No, Maria said. They're not. They've learned what they needed to learn. The creatures began to move away from the shuttle. But they moved slowly, without fear. They were not running away. They were making a choice to leave. Where are they going? Kate asked. Back to their lives, Maria said. They know what we are now. They know we're not prey. They know we're not enemies. We're just different kinds of hunters. The shuttle's engines were ready. Lisa could take off any time she wanted. But Maria was not ready to leave yet. There's one more thing I need to do, she said. She put on her helmet and opened the shuttle door. The creatures that were still nearby stopped and watched her. Maria, what are you doing? Alex asked. Something I should have done days ago, she said. She walked out of the shuttle and toward the creature leader. The creature watched her approach, but did not move away. When she was close enough, Maria stopped and looked directly at the creature. They stared at each other for a long moment. Two predators recognizing each other for what they were. Then Maria did something that surprised everyone, including herself. She lowered her head, just as the creature had done. She was showing respect in return. The creature made a soft clicking sound. It was not angry or questioning. It was acknowledging Dot. Then the creature turned and walked away. The other creatures followed it into the forest. They were not running. They were not hiding. They were simply leaving. It's over, Maria said as she walked back to the shuttle. They understand us now. What did they understand? Jake asked. That humans are predators too, Maria said. And that predators respect other predators. As the shuttle lifted off from the planet, Maria looked down at the forest below. The creatures were down there, living their lives, hunting their prey. But they would remember the humans who had visited their world. They would remember the lesson they had learned. Will they attack other humans who come here? Danny asked. Maria touched the scars on her arm. I don't think so. They've learned that humans are not prey. They've learned that humans are dangerous. They've learned that humans deserve respect. Good, Lisa said. That will make this planet safer for other explorers. 3 months after leaving the planet, Maria was back on the main ship writing her report. Her arm had healed well, but the bite marks were still there. Dark scars that would never go away. She was glad they were there. They reminded her of something important. How do I explain this to the commanders? She asked Alex. They were sitting in the ship's medical bay, looking at the data they had collected. Tell them the truth, Alex said. Tell them what we learned about the creatures, and what they learned about us. The truth is strange, Maria said. The commanders might not believe it. Alex looked at his notes about the creatures' behavior. The evidence is clear. These creatures are very smart. They learn quickly. They share information with each other. And they can change their behavior based on what they learn. They also learn to respect us, Maria said. That's the important part. Lisa came into the medical bay with news. I just got a message from headquarters, she said. They want to send another team to the planet. Why? Maria asked. To study the creatures more, Lisa said, and to set up a research station. Maria was worried. Did you tell them what happened to us? I sent them our full report, Lisa said. But I don't think they understand how smart these creatures are. They need to understand, Maria said. If they send people who don't respect the creatures there, will be trouble. Alex agreed. The creatures gave us respect because we earned it. We fought back. We showed them we were strong. Other humans might not do the same thing. What if they send scientists who just want to study the creatures? Lisa asked, what if they send people who are not ready to fight? Then the creatures will think all humans are weak, Maria said. They'll think we were just lucky. This was a serious problem. The creatures had learned that humans could be dangerous, but they had only learned about one group of humans. If other humans acted differently, the creatures might change their minds about what humans were like. I need to talk to the commanders, Maria said. I need to make them understand. The next day, Maria was called to a meeting with the ship's senior commanders. They had read her report, but they had questions. You're saying these creatures are intelligent? Asked Commander Roberts. He was an old man who had been in space for many years. Yes, sir, Maria said. Very intelligent. They make plans. They teach each other. They remember what they learn. And they stopped attacking you because they respected you? Asked Commander Harrison. She was younger but very smart. They stopped attacking because they learned that attacking us was too expensive, Maria said. We killed too many of them. They decided we weren't worth the cost. But you said they showed respect, Commander Roberts said. That sounds like more than just cost and benefit. Maria touched her scarred arm. It was more than that. They recognized us as fellow predators. In their world, predators respect other predators. Commander Harrison looked at the pictures of the creatures. These beings could be dangerous to human colonies. Should we consider them a threat? Only if we make them a threat, Maria said. If we respect them, they'll respect us. If we try to dominate them, they'll fight back. What do you recommend? Commander Roberts asked. Maria had thought about this carefully. Any humans who go to that planet need to understand what they're dealing with. The creatures are not animals. They're intelligent beings with their own culture and rules. What kind of rules? Commander Harrison asked. Strength is respected, Maria said. Weakness is not. If you run away from them, they'll think you're prey. If you fight back, they'll think you're a predator like them. Alex spoke up. The creatures we met have probably told other groups about humans. Word is spreading through their population about what humans are like. That could be good or bad, Commander Roberts said. It's good if all humans act like predators, Maria said. It's bad if some humans act like prey. Commander Harrison made a note. What do you suggest we do about the research station? Send soldiers with the scientists, Maria said. Make sure the humans there can defend themselves. And make sure they understand that the creatures are watching them and learning from them. Learning what? Commander Roberts asked. Learning what all humans are like, Maria said. The creatures will judge our entire species based on how the research team acts. This was the most important point. The creatures on the planet would tell other creatures about humans. Those creatures would tell others. Eventually, the story would spread to other worlds where humans might meet other intelligent species. You're saying our reputation with one species could affect our reputation with others? Commander Harrison asked. Yes, Maria said. Word travels fast in space. If one species thinks humans are weak, others will hear about it. If one species thinks humans are strong, others will hear about that too. Commander Roberts was quiet for a moment. Then he asked, What do you think our reputation should be? Maria thought about the creatures on the planet. She thought about how they had learned to respect humans through fighting. She thought of the mutual recognition between predator species. I think our reputation should be that humans are dangerous when threatened, but reasonable when treated with respect, she said. We're not conquerors who want to dominate everyone, but we're not victims who can be pushed around either. That's a good reputation to have, Commander Harrison said. It's the truth, Maria said. It's what humans really are. The commanders approved Maria's recommendations. The research team that was sent to the planet included trained soldiers. They were told to show strength, but not aggression. They were told to respect the creatures, but not fear them. 6 months later, Maria got a report from the research station. The creatures had tested the new humans, just as they had tested Maria's team. But the research team was ready for them. They fought back when attacked and showed respect when the creatures showed respect. The creatures learned that all humans were like Maria's team. They were predators who could be dangerous, but who could also be reasonable. Word spread through the creature population and beyond. Other intelligent species on other worlds heard about the humans, who had earned the respect of the planet's top predators. When humans met new alien species, those species already knew something about them. They knew that humans were not to be underestimated. They knew that humans were dangerous when threatened, but could be worked with when treated fairly. Maria's bite marks became famous throughout human space. She was asked to speak at many meetings about first contact with alien species. She always told the same story. The first predator bit me to test what humans were made of, she would say. We showed them that humans are made of the same stuff as any other predator. We don't run from danger. We don't give up when things get hard. We fight back when we're threatened. But we also showed them that humans can be reasonable. We don't fight just to fight. We fight to protect ourselves and our people. When the creatures showed us respect, we showed them respect in return. That's the lesson every human needs to learn before they meet aliens. Be strong enough to fight, but smart. Enough to know when fighting isn't necessary. Show them what humans really are. Show them that we're predators who choose when to hunt. Years later, when humans had established good relationships with dozens of alien species, diplomats would always tell the same story to new aliens they met. They would tell them about Maria Santos and the planet where humans first proved what they were made of. They would tell them about the creatures who learned to respect humans through battle. They would tell them that humans had earned their place in the galaxy, not through conquest or submission, but through strength and honor. The first predator had bitten Maria to learn what humans were. Now the entire galaxy knew the answer. Humans were predators who chose their battles wisely. They were dangerous when threatened and reasonable when respected. They were species that would fight to the death to protect their own, but who would also show mercy to those who showed them honor. The bite marks on Maria's arm had become a symbol of humanity's place in the galaxy. They were proof that humans belonged among the stars, not as conquerors or victims, but as equals to any species they might meet. And whenever young humans prepared for their first journey to alien worlds, they would look at pictures of Maria's scars and remember the lesson she had learned. The first predator bit her to test what humans were made of. The rest learned what happens when you try to hunt a species that knows how to hunt back. They learned that humans always bite back harder.